Greetings, Cyberdogs and citizens of the interwebs. This is ReNDoG coming at you from the bottom of what is slowly becoming the Moletown Lake in this Let's Play Minecraft Survival series. Hope you guys are having a great day out there today, man. Hope you guys are in the mood for some Minecraft survival with your dog. Oh, baby, I've been busy all morning long out here, guys, having a good time here in my Minecraft survival world, just chilling. It's been a little bit of a crazy week, a very, very busy week for the ReNDoG. Hope you guys are having a great week also, wherever you are on planet Earth. And if you've been having a difficult week and, you know, been working real hard or you're at school or whatever, now's the time to chill, relax, get yourself a tasty beverage, a crunchy snack, chill with your dog, place down some blocks. My friends, we have got some sweet stuff to do in today's episode, man. I've been kicking things off this morning, working on a brand new water feature for our Moletown section of the Moleshire over here. We've been talking about trying to get a little bit of water into this area, right? Try bring it a little bit more to life. This side of the Moleshire is a little bit, well, stark at the moment. It feels a little bit dry, whereas the other side of the Moleshire is really, really lush. There's a lot of water all over the place, and I want to try get this side of our base looking a little bit more like this side, and I reckon a little bit of water in here is going to go a long way. Now, guys, I got exciting news about the chicken farm that we've been working on. That sucker is freaking working like a charm, baby. Oh, man, I can't wait to show you how it's working. We're going to do a little bit more work on the chicken pens of that farm today, and see if we can get that bad boy close to finished off. And that's going to be our second major facility out here in Moletown that's going to be finished, and we can ship over another GOBBIT who's going to become the chicken farmer of Moletown. I haven't decided exactly who it's going to be yet, but yeah, they're going to come farm some chickens for us over here. Anyway, check it out, right? I've been working on this lake, and I've got a really sweet idea for this. I've kind of laid out where I want the water line to be, which is all the way at the top of these stone blocks here. That's as high as I want the water to go, and I want the water to go underneath this really sweet bridge over here. I want to keep this a natural dirt bridge, right? And this dirt bridge is going to be running over a little bit of a water, like, I don't know, it's going to be like rapids or something flowing through here, and those rapids are going to end up in another bit of water on this side of Moletown, just underneath the blacksmith hole over there, and that's going to bring a lot of sweet, sweet water into this section of the map, and it's going to look fantastic, man. I want to make sure that the bottom of this lake looks really cool, though, so we're going to start off with a foundation of smooth stone, and then we'll add some block variation into this, and maybe we'll add some special bits down here, you know, some emerald ore or something sweet like that, you know. Whenever the wizards pass through GOBBIT Town, or the Moleshire, should we say, they get up to a few shenanigans here and there, and maybe the wizards every now and then throw a little bit of things into the lake to you know, to get some good luck for themselves going. So maybe they'll throw a little bit of a few diamonds down here or something. I don't know, wizards are weird. By the way, I've also been very busy doing something else here in Moletown. You may have noticed it actually throughout the beginning of this episode. I've added a few trees out here, which I think are looking really cool. We've added a couple more dark oakwood trees into this area of the map, and we tried to add a tree a few episodes ago into the blacksmith hole. Wasn't looking really that cool, but I think I've found a really good spot for a tree right up there on the very top next to the chimney of the blacksmith hole. And this was a suggestion made by one of you guys. One of you guys said, man, the tree looks really sweet, but maybe we get a little bit higher in the skyline there, and I think that looks really cool. And we've got a nice tree over here too, and I think I've added another couple of trees on this side too. Yeah, we've got another couple of trees on this side as we sort of come around the corner into the Moleshire here and over the bridge. We've got a couple new trees here which I think look really sweet, and we do need to do a little bit more terraforming and stuff around here to make the place look good. But you know what, guys, we got all the time in the world, man. We don't need to rush in this series. We can take it easy. I've added another couple of features into the blacksmith hole too. Some of you guys were really worried about Griswold. You were saying in the comments, what happens if a skeleton spawns here by mistake? Or, you know, by chance there's a bit of darkness where a skeleton spawns. They'll be able to shoot Griswold through the gate here. So what I've done is I've added another fence gate into the doors of the blacksmith hole. It's a little bit more of a mission for me to get in and out, though, because I've got to manually close that top one. But at least Grizzy is now basically 100% safe. No skeleton can shoot him, and he is completely safe in here to drink his Moleshire special ale as much as he wants. So yeah, lots of good stuff has been happening out here in the blacksmith hole. Oh, there's something else that I forgot forgot to show you. Oh, this is the best part of what I wanted to show you today. I was thinking about a little something inspired by what we did here in the Fields of the Dog. We connected up the Fields of the Dog to the storage hole via an item aqueduct, and I thought, why don't we do exactly the same thing for the blacksmith hole, right? And yes, guys, I know a lot of you guys have been commenting saying, Ren, when the aquatic update comes, all of your item aqueducts are going to be broken. That is true, but you know what, my friends? We will deal with that when it happens. For now, it is working, and that's okay. And check what I've done here, guys. I have added another item aqueduct in the blacksmith hole over here, which goes all the way down to the storage hole, and I've stuck it in this little section that we had here. This is supposed to be a place where you cool down the stuff that you smelt in the blacksmith area here, right? But I've added a chute down there, which is going to send items from up here into the storage hole. As you can see, wherever we throw the items into this water stream, it's going to flow down there. And I've done this by adding a single water source into this block, and that's pushed all the water into the corner. You can see the water's flowing down there, right? And take a look at this, man. If we get into this, hang on, that I probably didn't need to break this bottom one. Let's just fix that. If we get into this, I'll show you guys how this water aqueduct flows. And let's just make sure this is blocked off so Grizzy doesn't get sucked into this vortex of water, and maybe we can get that one back up there. Yeah, so this is going to take us all the way down into another aqueduct down here, which is going to flow the items that we throw in there from the blacksmith hole all the way into the Fields of the Dog aqueduct, which comes from there. And then the Fields of the Dog aqueduct, of course, connects up with the mole hole aqueduct, which is sending all of those all that sugarcane from the mole hole there. And this, of course, connects up to the final main line aqueduct, which sends all the items into the storage hole. So now we're able to send items from the blacksmith hole directly into the storage hole, and that just makes my life a little bit easier when it comes to sorting out all of the items for my life in this Minecraft survival series. So yeah, another little sweet addition to the Moleshire, my friends. Things getting nice and automated around here, and I like it a lot. Let's get back to working on that lake though, and let's see if we can get it looking pretty sweet, get some water up in that business. Oh, I do love me a bit of progress in the morning, Cyberdog dogs. Moletown Lake is starting to look freaking sweet. Oh, baby. All we need to do now is get a little bit of block variation in here, and I want to get some special stuff down here too. I've spent the last 40 minutes or so in the mines of the dog. Foreman and I have been doing some mining for some ores, and I managed to pick up some diamond ores and some gold ores over here and some lapis ores too. And I'd love to get a little bit of these very expensive and rare ores into the bottom of Moletown Lake. And as I mentioned, they are there because wizards come here and throw those rare materials into the lakes. I guess they're trying to test the gobbits. They want to see how lazy the gobbits are, right? Are the gobbits so lazy that they won't even swim down to the bottom of the lake to get diamonds? I think that's pretty much the case. Because gobbits love the good life, you know? They don't like doing anything that is even a little bit extraneous, shall we say. So take a look at this, right? This is what I'm thinking. Maybe we get a little bit of these rare materials down at the bottom of the lake. Let's get a little bit of a diamond ore down there. And while we're doing the block variation here, we can start, you know, making that little diamond ore sort of glitter at the bottom of the water. I think that's going to look really, really cool. I don't want this entire lake to be completely stone though, so I do have a couple of other blocks that we can use. Want to use a little bit of sand. I've got some coarse dirt here that we can use too, just to sort of variate the blocks down here. And maybe at the very bottom of the lake, you know, we have a lot of coarse dirt. The thinking being like this is where all of the sort of silt and stuff in the lake is gathered. I think I've got some coarse dirt in here, yeah. So all of the sort of silt and what have you has sort of gathered at the bottom, and maybe at the very bottom of this sort of silt runoff is a little bit of gold. Let's get a bit of gold down there. Oh man, that looks awesome, right? And you won't really be able to see it unless you're looking pretty hard into the lake, but I don't know, I love doing this this sort of thing with water. I love adding these little bits and pieces into water features. I think it adds a bit of magic to it. Makes it feel pretty sweet. But yeah, I still have a lot of work to do here on the lake. Definitely need to get some block variation in here. I've managed to get the bottom of the lake all the way down to this side also. So we've got a nice bit of water to work with here. I've been trying to do a little bit of work on the bridge too. It's turning out to be a little bit tricky because I want the bridge to feel kind of like it's rounded, but that is the top of the bridge over there, right? So we got to be a little bit careful with this. I don't want it to look so flat, so we got to try and make it look like there's like an arc like an arch, excuse me, I believe is the way that, that you say that word, Ren. So maybe we try do a little something like that, right? We've got to try and make it look like it's arching like this, right? That looks okay from this side. What about from this side? I think this side looks pretty flat. Yeah, so we probably have to bring it down a little bit like this, I suppose. And maybe bring the bridge out a bit like that. And yeah, a little something like that, I suppose. Yeah, that makes it look nice and arched like so, right? And we'll have this water flowing through this and underneath this dirt bridge. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. Unfortunately, all of this digging and mining has already jammed into my food supplies. So I think it's about time we start making use of our new poultry farm, guys. Get a little bit of food in the belly. Let me just clear our inventory just a little bit over here. I've been letting the poultry farm run now for a few hours, trying to collect as many eggs as possible. And I want to show you guys exactly what I've done out here, and we'll collect ourselves a little bit of food here too. So, to review, what we're trying to do here is spawn chickens automatically in this organic chicken farm area. And the way that we're doing that is by breeding chickens inside of these pens, and then all of their eggs are getting sifted via this hopper chain. And this hopper chain is pushing the eggs into a spitting mechanism inside of the chicken farm, which actually sits down here. Yeah, here it is. So we've got a sort of a dispenser over here hooked up to a redstone circuit, and every time a new egg arrives in the dispenser, the egg is shot out of the dispenser, and the egg lands here in the chicken farm. And wow, there's actually quite a few chickens in here already. So we get the chickens in here. They're going to have to grow up from baby chickens, and then we can come here with a fire aspect sword and murder some of the chickens and get ourselves some tasty roast chicken in the belly. Oh, baby! Get in my belly. Oh, I'm so... this is the cruel part of the farm, okay, guys? But listen, we do need to feed ourselves as well as the other citizens of the Moleshire, so it is a necessary evil. Get in my belly, all of you beautiful... Oh, jeez, there were a lot of chickens in the corner there. They were hiding from me. Oh, I'm so sorry. There we go. 45 freaking... roast chickens, cooked chickens out of that little harvest. Very good. 51 cooked chickens out of that. Beautiful. Now, since we were last together, guys... done a little bit of work around here. I lowered the floor of the chicken farm by 1, and I've put the pens themselves onto stilts, which I think looks really, really cool. And I think the bottom of the farm is going to be over here, and we're going to be covering up these hoppers. And of course, all of these hoppers are coming out of the pens and sending the eggs into the dispenser. I've disconnected it for now because I've been trying to stockpile a couple of eggs here. And in each of these pens, we've got about 5 chickens or so. And in this pen, we've got Cow, the chicken, is somewhere down there. And on this side, we've got, I think it's the other way around. Yeah, chicken's in this one. I've added a little sign here to show us where chicken is. And Cow is in this one with the little sign up there too. So Cow and chicken, from their buttholes have come a ridiculous amount of other chickens. They have bred all of these different chickens. And I've been adding some chickens into the pens by throwing some eggs into them, and of course we've got a 1 in 8 chance of spawning a chicken when we break an egg. Can we actually get one? There we go. So I've been putting the chickens into the pens like that using the eggs, and yeah, we have 5 now in each of these pens, and that's pretty much creating enough eggs to keep a consistent supply of eggs shooting out of this dispenser. And I'm kind of curious now to see how many chickens we'll be able to get from all of the eggs that are clogged up in the system right now. We've got about 3 hoppers completely full of eggs, and if we connect up this hopper chain over here, we're gonna see these eggs flying up into the air. Are you guys ready for some madness? Let's do this thing, baby. Boom! We should see the eggs now starting to fly up. There they come. Oh my goodness, it is raining eggs like nobody's business. Jeez. We're not actually getting that many chickens from them, though, are we? We've got a couple of babies there. So yeah, the farm doesn't really create a ridiculous amount of chickens. I did want to see if any of the eggs land outside of the farming area here. And it looks like some of them hit the wall, but for the most part, all of the eggs are landing inside of the organic chicken farm. This is the most ridiculous food farm I've ever seen in Minecraft, man. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, there we go. From about 3.5 full hoppers of eggs. It looks like it's juggling or something, right? Jeez, how many eggs are in this system? This is absolute madness. Oh, there we go. One of the chickens actually spawned on top of the wall there, which isn't ideal. I'd like all of the chickens to land in the area here. But that's not the end of the world. Is this seriously the never-ending egg dispenser right here? I mean, how many chickens are flying out of this thing? It's becoming nighttime. It's taking so long to spit all these eggs out. My goodness. I didn't want this thing to go on at a super high rate like this, obviously, because that's going to lag our world something fierce, right? But once all of these eggs empty out of the system, I was timing it. It actually spits out an egg, about one egg every 30 seconds or so, coming out of about 20 chickens or 25 chickens or so. They create sort of one egg every 30 seconds or so, which I think is a decent rate for the chicken spawnage out here at the poultry farm of doom. And looks like one of the chickens died because they were hit on the head by another egg or something. Man, this farm is just absolutely cruel. But guys, that is the chicken farm working, looking real good. And all we're going to need to do now is work on the actual looks of the place, right? Get the place looking really awesome. Get the chicken farm itself into some sort of a hole, into a gobbet hole of some kind. And maybe make this area look really beautiful too. But super happy with the farm. And yeah, that's quite a lot of chickens that we got out of there. And I now have cooked chickens for days, which is freaking awesome. Cyberdiggity dogs, I have had an epiphany. An epiphany that is going to help to explain why at the bottom of Moletown Lake there is lapis, diamonds, and gold. Looking pretty awesome though, right guys? Just finished the block variation over here for the lake, and it's a very simple mix of cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, andesite, a little bit of gravel here and there, and some coarse dirt and some dirt. And yeah, if you just mix it up like that and make a whole bunch of different levels, make sure you got some depth down at the bottom. You know, if you think about the way that a lake might exist in real life, the bottom of a lake isn't going to be perfectly flat, right? There's going to be indents and there's going to be deeper parts to the lake. So if you keep that in mind when you create your water areas in Minecraft, you can create things that look really, really special. But it's much easier to do it without the water first, which is what we're doing here. Anyway, so how did all this stuff get down into the bottom of Moletown Lake? Well, this bridge over here, this dirt bridge that crosses the lake, this is actually a very special bridge in the Moleshire. In fact, there is a little bit of a superstition involved with this bridge, and many gobbits and in fact many wizards and merchants and travelers who pass through the Moleshire consider this bridge an omen of luck. And when they cross over this bridge, the tradition for the gobbits and for the wizards is to throw something expensive into the lake. Okay? So as the wizards cross the lake, they might throw a golden coin in there, or they might throw a diamond in there or something like that, or a lapis leaf or something like that into the lake to wish themselves a little bit of luck. However, that rumor that has made this lake a very special place in the Moleshire is in fact a little bit twisted, because this rumor was started by a very greedy gobbit who in fact has profited from this rumor, and every now and then swims to the bottom of the lake to collect a few tasty diamonds and gold coins for his own pockets. And I think that we're going to have to create a little house for this particular gobbit, and we're going to have to work out who this gobbit is. You guys want to help me out? Who's the greedy gobbit that has started the rumor that throwing gold coins and diamonds from the lucky bridge brings you good luck in life, only to line his own freaking pockets? I mean, unbelievable, some of these gobbits. Can you believe it? Anyway, looking pretty good, guys. The easy part of this build is now done. Beautiful. Well, I've only done one side of this, unfortunately. We still need to do the other side here, but we can start working on getting some water into this section of the lake, right? And what we're going to have to do is make some infinite water sources to kick things off. So there's a good spot for an infinite water source, and we basically have to start one layer at a time. We did this with the waterfall at the front of the Moleshire there before, didn't we? That infinite water source didn't actually work. We got to take the water from there, yeah. And basically, you got to start from the very bottom of the water source that you are creating and work your way up block by block. And the reason for that is because you want to try and reduce the lag in your world. If you have water sort of flowing over other water that isn't solid water sources, you will create a bunch of lag in your world. So we got to make sure that we get that right. And I'm probably not doing this correctly, actually. Definitely not doing this correctly. But yeah, we sort of got to go up one layer at a time like this, guys. And in order to go to the next layer like this, you literally have to make some bridges of blocks across the water like so. And you need to actually make infinite water sources doing this, right? So you need to make a couple of bridges like this, and then in between those bridges for the next layer of water, you got to make for yourself a couple more solid water sources. So it's a little bit of a mission to get the water done like this. Water's always a little bit of a pain in the butt in Minecraft, but with a little bit of perseverance and some patience, guys, we can get this done. I'll tell you what, man, I'm going to get the water into this side of the Moletown Lake and think a little bit more about this lore. And hopefully this is going to look awesome. Good news, everybody. We're on to the final layer of waterification for the Moletown Lake, and I am really excited to see how this is going to turn out. I'm especially excited to see what it's going to look like on the map of Moletown, right? And of the Moleshire. Oh, baby, it's going to look so sweet. Going to get a little bit of blue into this side of our world. And yeah, as you can see, I wanted to bring you back to show you this process. It's pretty easy to get the layers of water in once you get going. All you need to do, of course, is make a couple of bridges like this. I'm using stone here to differentiate it from the terraforming. And you make one row of solid water sources, and then all you got to do is pop over to the other side, add one water source, and boom, it'll fill up the entire row like that. Nice and satisfying, I can tell you that. But yeah, just a few more of these little channels to do, and boom, baby, we're going to have a brand new lake here. It's going to look awesome, and man, I don't really know what we're going to do with the lake. I suppose we could do some fishing in here, but we definitely want to add some more beautiful stuff around the outskirts of it too, right? But there we go. Now the channels are finished. All we got to do now is get rid of the bridges. And all of the water sources will actually connect up there and create solid water sources at the top. And just like that, my friends, we have created an artificial lake in Minecraft Survival. And it is looking beautiful, nice and deep, right? And all the way at the bottom there, we can see those tasty diamonds, baby. Oh, man, so sweet. Let's get rid of this fine little bridge over here and take a look at this. Looking pretty good. And yeah, we can see the rapids flowing down there underneath the lucky bridge, which is awesome. I don't know, maybe the bridge needs to be a little bit higher here so that the rapids can flow a bit more, but there we go, man. That is our bridge, looking really sweet. I think we probably need to work a little bit more on adding a little bit of block variation around the edges of it here, right? Just to make it feel a little less janky. Also, we need to get rid of these blocks here. Those are looking super janktastic. And let's just finish off this solid water sourcing over here. Beautiful. And yeah, we just want to add a few more rocks around here to make it look like it's going into the lake like this. But yeah, that looks pretty sweet, man. Loving it. Man, it looks nice having some water out here, doesn't it? That looks really, really sweet, man. Hey, listen, let's go check out the map in the mole hole as a final little bit for today's episode. I also wanted to drop off the excess iron ores that I picked up from my mining session today. So give me 1 second. I think, yeah, there they are. Man, 2.5 stacks of iron. Nice. Used up a lot of iron on the chicken farm with all of those hoppers, let me tell you. It was a little bit of a pain. Anyway, let's get all of the iron into here. Boom, baby. And you go do your smeltage. Hi, Grizzle. What's happening, my dude? Don't mind me, my man. Just adding a little bit of water action into the Moleshire, okay? I'll leave you to your Moleshire special ale, my dude. Maybe that lake is where the Moleshire special ale gets brewed, right? Maybe we can stick a brewery next to Moletown Lake, man. That'd be pretty sweet. Anyway, let's get in here for one final check on the map. Hey, Jock, what's happening, baby? How you doing in here? And let's see what the new Moletown looks like since we last updated this map. It should start looking pretty sweet. Yeah, we can see the chicken farm down there in the bottom left, looking glorious. And we actually haven't updated this map since we did the changes to the top of the blacksmith hole. And that's looking really nice, isn't it? Look, all the new trees here looking really sweet. The top of the Moletown looking really awesome. We can see the roofs of the blacksmith now looking great. And there is that water source. We still need to fit in this lake, though, here. It looks like a dried up lake bed, doesn't it? But once we have water in here, too, oh, man, that is going to look absolutely epic. Really happy with that, my friends. Coming together like nobody's business. Hey, listen, guys, unfortunately, we have run out of time in today's episode. Been a pretty pretty productive today, though. Hey, let me know what you think about all of the work that we're doing over here. Next episode, we will get working on the poultry farm. We'll finish that build off. Wow, that is loud. And we'll finish off the chicken hole, I guess, is what we'll call it. And hopefully we can get the lake done too. And very much looking forward to reading some lore from you guys. Let's figure out who the GOBBIT is that started the rumor that if you throw expensive items into the lake, you get good luck. And meanwhile, all he does is at late at night jumps into the lake and goes and collects the golden coins and the diamonds that the wizards throw in here. Oh man, what a cheeky freaking GOBBIT. Anyway, thanks for watching, my friends. If you enjoyed it, you hit the like button. You haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to jingle the notification bell if you want to get caught up on the series and whatnot. Thanks for watching, guys. ReNDoG signing out. We'll smell you all in the next episode.